Hey guys, give me 1 second, please. There we go. We got Cat and Jack here who's trying to get me in trouble, trying to catch me saying things any self-respecting yogi shouldn't be saying. I have to say, Cat, that'll never stand up in a yogi court of law. Sebastian says, "Good evening, Yogi." Good evening, Sebastian. Even Cat and Jack. Cat says hi to Sebastian. Jamie says hi, Yogi. Hey, Jamie. Jamie, how you doing? Hey, Soul Stars. How are you? Soul Stars laughing. Betty's here. Says hello. Hello, Betty. Cypher's here. Cypher says, "Readings, Eric's in chat." Let's see. Estine, am I saying that right? Estine Dykes said hi. Estine, nice to see you. Soulstar says, "Good afternoon, Yogi." Good afternoon to you, my friend. Sebastian says, "Like a t-shirt, Yogi." Thank you. This is a 5K. I think 2000. I think it says 2003. Man, it's weird to think about. T-shirt is 23 years old. Long sleeved. This is back when they gave away shirts like this at races. Now they give away like different type of shirts. Jamie says, "Yogi, I'm good. Thanks. How are you?" I'm doing good, Jamie. Bisa, hey Bisa, says, "Greetings all." Greetings, my friend. Brian says, "Hey Eric, got to get ready for work. Probably do 20 minutes of Navy SEAL." Nice. Anything planned? Just straight up set of Navy SEALs. Brian says, "Wishing everyone a great day." We got some love from Toy Pups. Taking a break from her live stream. Jamie says, "Did you see my workout with Jace?" I did see it. Was that today? What's up, Dan? Dan, how are you feeling? What do you guys do, Jamie? I will check it out. Was it on your channel or Jace's channel? Justin says, "Brian, wishing you a great day too." Karen says, "How you doing today?" I'm good, Karen. I got to figure out how to do some editing. I didn't think I was ever going to really do much editing on my YouTube shorts. I got a great little clip of an osprey on a tree limb eating a fish that I caught. Pretty cool. But there was a swim party, local pool. It's like a mile away, and yet, man, they were loud. They were playing music, and they were playing Stevie Wonder, and it was as I was recording, so I can't use it unless I edit it, which is a shame because I like having nature sounds. Just says, pretty lady, right? That can only mean Toy Pups. Cat says, "I got a pretty great clip today too." As I mentioned at the start of the live stream, that is unable to be presented as evidence in the yogic courtroom. Cat is trying to get me in trouble with my fellow yogis. They're going to kick me out of the club. They're going to make me give back my yogi card and my yogi t-shirt. I'll have to unlearn the yogi handshake. Hey, William. Oh, hello. Hey, thank you for renewing. William is a member. Been a member for 2 months. He was actually a member before. Cat's laughing. Even T saw that. I got to be careful what I say. So Stars is laughing. I've just realized today, this very moment, actually a little bit ago, when Kat pointed out that clip, you got to be careful what you say on the internet. I never realized that before. What you say could be, it could be there forever. Did you guys know that? Josh says, "Purdy Lady Raid." Sosa says it's in the judiciary lingo. It is. It's in the fine print. You got to really look hard. You got to use your third eye eyesight in order to see it. Hey Tyler, Tyler said hi. Said hello. Dwarf says I'd like to put a rock into Lake River near you and meditate there for the rest of my life, Yogi. I think about that sometimes too. You know, I have endeavored to live a quiet life of meditation. Of course, I find myself on YouTube quite frequently, which is not always a quiet place. One thing I realize is you can carry that quiet place with you wherever you go, which is the goal. Was it Teresa of Avila? If our friend Miss Blipper was here, she would probably be able to help me correct my Italian. Um, the interior castle. We can carry that interior silence with us, but we got to get to the point where meditation has deepened, and we're always in connected with. I'm not there. I'm closer than ever before. However, it has cost me. It's cost me some things that I hold very dear. Everyone says, could be yogi, no one understands just because it isn't linked to you. Yet digital medium is effective permanent record. Too quick to dismiss others and point out failures, but no one is perfect. True. No one is perfect. Danny saying hi to everyone. Thank you, Danny. We did have quite the enlightened conversation early this morning. For those in my time zone at 5 a.m., we were talking about different things than you would expect in a chat that was able, let's talk about the Course of Miracles. Pisa says, you ever watch an osprey hover over the water before diving? It's how the Boeing osprey got its name. I haven't. Man, but we got a local one now. We're going to be on the lookout for that. Man, that's interesting. Pisa, I didn't know that. Hey, Debs. New York Debs says, hey, William. Debs is one to ask about New York. Debs says, good afternoon, Yogi in chat. Good afternoon to you, my friend. Danny's saying hi to everyone. Hey, Hamlada. Hamlada Dream Girl says, good evening and good evening. Hamlada, that's a pretty name. Sebastian says hi to Danny. So there is a balance, guys. There's a balance between having that quiet, contemplative life and being engaged with the world. I think that would be what Jesus pointed out, to be in the world, but not of the world. Well, it says, I would love the idea of New York. I have no idea how possible it is. Hey, Big Al. Big Al says, hi, Yogi. Big Al, how you doing? Roxanne Wolf and Junior and hi, Sean and Larry says hi. Man, I thought I had a long name. Tim says, William Hart, New York Debs, Big Al. Deb says, or I'm sorry, William says, Deb, what place would you avoid in New York? Big Al says, hi to Squirrel. One of the things, of the many things. Oh, William says, I think he missed the message of mine, Yogi, or it did not go through. I hate censorship. Let's see, I see hello, Danny and Debs. I see William laughed. I did read, yeah, I don't see anything that I haven't read. Deb says it's upstate in the country with lakes and mountains. I avoid New York City my whole life. too heartbreaking. Why did I think you spent some time in the city? Hey, Anna. Anna says, hi, Yogi. Hi, everyone. Everyone says people still have not bothered considering how responsible the United States is in playing not only a part in researching, but the release of the supposed. Hey, Ryan. Ryan says, good day, Yogi. Did you have yourself a special B-Day meal the other day? I did not have a special meal, but I hung out with some special friends right here, which was really cool. Jimmy says, hi, Anna. And thank you for stopping by, Ryan. Now and on my birthday. Roxanne says, I somehow I can't play GTA 5 on my PS5, and no reason don't let me play it. I understood about 6 of those words, my friend. I, I apologize. Anna says, how are you, Yogi? Danny says, hi, Danny. Uh, and I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Sebastian says, say Anna, salute. Sebastian, how are you doing? William says, Roxanne Disc, a digital version of the game. William knows this kind of stuff for sure. Everyone's saying hi. So, going back to that contemplative, Anna says, I'm good. Thank you, Yogi. Glad to hear that. 2019 virus. Roxanne says, just won't let me play it because I have the 5 version. Brian gives away to all. Thank you, Ryan. Brian, how's your workouts going? Brian's got a really unique workout style system. Cheyenne says, hey, Cheyenne. Cheyenne says, almost at 1K. How many do you need, Cheyenne? Is anyone here not subscribed to Cheyenne Sings? Sebastian says, I'm okay, Yogi. I've been stuck in a bad routine, bad habits, and it's time for a change. Positive change, only I can do it. Kind of discussing how much YouTube just censored that. Let me bring up Cheyenne Sings real quick. Maybe, guys, we could help her. 976. So only 20 more to go. 24 more to go. Man. Give me 1 second. So I happen to have an extra channel laying around, just one. It's not really an alt account. It is. I think it's my original. When YouTube first came out, what I came on YouTube with. So you should be at right now. It says you're at 22. 22 left. So we're gonna get you a little bit closer. We'll do what we can for you. Chad says I'm at 975. You are at 978, the last I saw. Danny says, Yogi, I like your t-shirt. Thank you. Sebastian said the same thing. There was a time I was doing a few 5Ks, mainly for speed work, for the ultra running, or just for fun, or for the t-shirt. Of course, this girl is archaic, not a truther, but an entertainer. Anna says, yes, of course he can do it, Sebastian. Hey, Optimab. Timo, how are you? Songhan. Hey, Songhan. Hi, Timo. Boy says, Debs, you ever visit New York City or just stick where you are? Trent says, thank you so much, Ryan. Ryan just subbed to Cheyenne. Let's leave Cheyenne's channel up a little bit longer. Let me leave it up a little bit longer. 21 more to go, Cheyenne. Sebastian says, Anna, thank you. You're always so kind and considerate, and I appreciate you. She's always so positive too. She's a good friend. Anna has subscribed to Cheyenne. So hey, Sebastian, I want to talk about that a little bit. I have a backwards approach. I've mentioned it before. We go on a self-improvement program. For one, there's no actual self that needs to be improved. If you ever do any self-inquiry, and maybe we could do that later, you come to the complete absence of any quantifiable self. You just won't find it. You'll find aspects appearing in pure awareness. All right, that sounds kind of mysterious, kind of esoteric. It's actually true if you look. So in the absence of a self, what is there to improve? Here's where that pays off. Instead of gritting your teeth and saying, okay, I'm not going to eat anything bad. I'm going to diet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go out and run 10 miles every day. You could do that, and you might be successful for a short period of time. Then your body breaks down, your willpower gives out, something happens. Life interferes. That's what life does, right? Life is an interference, so to speak. But if you cultivate habits of joy, of happiness, of not things that are, it still takes some discipline until it just becomes this spontaneous love affair with life itself. If you meditate, if you do breath work as a program every day, if you do some easy yoga asana postures, and I mean easy, you do it in 5 minutes. If you go out and you walk in nature, everything in your life will start to fall into place. Your mood will change, your habits will change, your relationships will change, your outlook on life will all change without you ever having to do anything other than cultivating a sense of joy. I am willing to act as a coach, which I do for some people from time to time, for the low price. And we can do this on a payment plan of absolutely nothing. Just a way of standing by a friend. Let me know if you're at all interested. William says, right, you said YouTube purged truthers. I was wondering why they let him alone. Cheyenne says, thank you so much to Sebastian. So that means we got one more for Cheyenne, which brings the grand total up to 980. 20 more, guys. Maybe we can get her into the teens. RJ, how are you, my friend? RJ said thumbs up. Appreciate that. Hey, Gravity Core Fitness. Hey, Shidoshi Yoga. Eric, sorry. Mark, how are you? Come on, you put up some great videos. Both you and Joe. I really liked the push-ups that you were doing on the dumbbells and the wiper. Phoenix says, hey, Dolly. Peace and blessings, everyone. Much love. Much love to you, my friend. William says, Eric Deb sounds kind of accurate. I really want to be close to burgeoning diverse culinary scene. Knowing how cold New York and New York City can be, New York City slowly falling down my list on where to relocate. I don't blame you on that. I would recommend DC, but it's not that much warmer in DC. How about a mountain town, William? Like Asheville, North Carolina. Phoenix says, hit the like. Stephen says, William, the purge was mainly calling out the red flag events. Got you. Who else says, okay, there's truthers now. I understand. Probably still get censored calling out uh, Anthony B. Don't know who that is. Sebastian says, Yogi, well, of course, I just sometimes try to not overwhelm you in the email. You can never overwhelm me, my friend. And I'm conscious you might be helping others, people too. Doesn't mean I can't help you. And I don't want to burden your mind. And you would never burden my mind. Helping out a friend um, does nothing but make me feel good. You actually, um, you actually help me. You know, who doesn't feel better knowing that they've spent time doing what they can to help out a friend? Let's see. Mark says, you're great. Thank you, Yogi. How are you, sir? I'm doing good, Gravity. It's been a pretty good day today. Easy workout because I did my big, what I had been training for, my big turning 60 kettlebell workout, where I went for a specific number with the new weight that I'm allowed to use, which is actually a lighter weight. Of course, it means I got to do more reps. Um, it's a triathlon event, meaning the three competition lifts together, 10-minute sets. And I was supposed to do 210 reps to meet the qualification for my weight class. And I was pretty happy. I ended up getting 316. So I'm a little bit ahead of the curve. Christine says, Eric, hello. Hello, Christine. Lauren says, Maryland would be amazing. And legal cannabis. We do have it, and I smell it everywhere. Gets me a little upset when I think about my teen years here in Maryland and having to hide it and having to waft away the smell, always being slightly paranoid. And now, man, every corner that I turn around, and of course, it smells like skunk. So I have my camera out and I'm walking early in the morning thinking, man, I'm going to actually get a skunk on film. No, just teenagers. Well, it says cold will not be so bad if I don't sleep in my car. So just learning how to cope with that when I do, determining cost of living, being worth it versus income tax. Gotcha. I like Florida too, but agreed. Tourists, medical cannabis only, stupid high cost of living. It's a pretty diverse state, though. Phoenix says hi to Cheyenne. I mentioned before, this is a piggyback on what I was saying with Sebastian. When I got when I got serious about meditation, everything began to unfold in a truly, truly magical way in my life. But it had to be when I toyed with meditation, when I meditated, take a day off, meditate, take 2 days off, meditate 3 days in a row, take a month off. And I did that for a while. And I would still say, yeah, I meditate. I meditated, but I wouldn't say that I meditate then. Now, in reflection, when I got serious about my practice in about 93 or so, when I learned the meditation that I now teach in 97, then everything clicked. Amazingly so. I couldn't always see it at the time. So, I've mentioned my own, hey, Willa, how are you? I mentioned, I mainly drank the 90s away. Weirdly. And when I say weirdly, it's because I worked out every day. I trained for things. I competed in things. Um, I meditated. I did yoga. I started studying Course in Miracles, but I just kept holding on to that drink and thinking that it made me somebody. That hey, I was having fun. I'm going out to bars. My life was a party. So I thought, it's my social life, and it did not do me any favors, of course. But when what led me to quit drinking I mentioned this before, so I don't mind saying it. I got pulled over, get a DWI, which you would think that, man, what an awful thing to happen. Of course, what an awful thing to happen was drinking and driving. Um, but it was the best thing that happened. I knew instantly, literally in an instant, I was simply done drinking. When the police officer, an off-duty state police officer, asked me to roll down my window and said, "Sir, have you been drinking?" And I said, "Yes, but I'm never going to again." Words to that effect. Sometimes it would be nice to think if I could run into him and say, "You know what? Couldn't have been nicer." Run into him now and say, "You know what? 26 years later, and when I made that statement to you, I did not even realize how much weight it carried. I have not had a drink in 26 years." Everyone's saying hi. Big Al says he's back. Welcome back, Big Al. Gravity says, "Hey, Danny." Bo says, "Hey, Sebastian, I'm going to drive home, so I won't be in chat. Just listening though. I hope you had a good day with the horses, Willow." I attribute that. Deepak Chopra talks quite a bit of the yogic principle of synchrodestiny, following the synchronicities of our life, the meaningful coincidences. That police officer, off duty, carry out food. He told me this on the way to the police station. We talked, and he waited for me until I was processed, and that was a long time. Um, and gave me a ride home, which, generally speaking, police officers don't do. You're on your own. And carry out food, off duty, on his way home, saw me swerve just a little bit, barely noticeable. Even thought about just, hey, he's pulling down a street with not a whole lot of people. But of course, police officers don't do that. So he pulled me over. As soon as I saw the light, I had a clear choice in my life. I could continue what I was doing and face the karmic, let's call it karmic retribution. Karma is not punishment. It's not even a retribution. It's not a judgment. It is simply the results of what we've been doing, including the thoughts that we have. As soon as I saw that light, I could either keep doing that and I would keep getting similar results. My life would be what it was and only getting worse. Or I could just stop. I didn't have to do it anymore. And I knew I didn't have to do it anymore. And I also knew that I was going to be able to, hey, Rosie, I was going to be able to just stop. I wasn't going to have to grit my teeth after over a decade. That it was just done if I wanted it to be. So, really, since then, I've been able to follow those synchronistic moments. There's a great book on Deepak Chopra, The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire, where he basically outlines the entire plan on how to do that. Poem says, I had to see, Big Al says, I had to see my mom. She was passing by and wanted to pop in outside to see her. That's a nice way to spend some time on a Saturday afternoon, evening for you, I'm sorry. One says, made a fried egg, potato, and avocado low carb, high protein wrap this morning. That sounds good. Didn't even eat it. How normal is it to find food disgusting? It's a good question. I don't know. You know what? I think if we say it's normal, if we say it's not normal, that's just sort of a judgment call. Is it normal for you? Do you find it? Do you find it an issue? Is it something that you want to change? This is what I mean by practicing self inquiry. Who would it be disgusting to? And if you keep tracing that back and tracing that back, where does it lead you? Willow says, how's everyone? Pretty good, Willow. How about you? Rosie, how are you? Rosie, how are you feeling? Rosie said that breath work was probably the best thing I ever did. Thank you, Yogi. You're welcome. I've been talking about this quite a bit. Doing breath work once with me on a live stream is awesome. And sometimes you get really profound results and experiences. Sometimes it sees only mild. Sometimes it might be something else. It's the day in, day out breath work. You want to be able to equanimity, equilibrium. I was trying to avoid using the word equilibrium. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to say it, but hey, it came out okay. Um, as I mentioned before, you want to be able to, when you wake up and start your day, to be cruising around on level 5 in between that reactivity. You want to be able to react when you need to. Car swerves at you, squirrel jumps out in the middle of the road, um, something. You want to be able to react, but you don't want to overreact. The rest of the time, you want to be responsive. Reactivity is reserved for emergency situations. Hey, Walmart Card Empire, how are you? The Empire is here. We've been waiting for you. Big Al says, see you later. Going to eat my food. Enjoy, Big Al. Thanks for stopping in. So Rosie says I'm doing good. We're all struggling at the moment, but fine. Breath work on that regular basis keeps us even keeled. 3 times a day, therapeutically as needed. You don't want to only use it when you need it. You want to be able to retrain your central nervous system. You want to be able to rewire your neurological pathways, meaning that in yoga psychology, there is what's called the samkaras. Samkara is a mental imprint in the brain, and this is thousands of years old, and it has played out with the studies in neuroscience. Everything we do creates a neurological pathway. Anything that we repeatedly do creates a very deep, habitual neurological pathway. So we wonder, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep acting this way? Because you've trained yourself an entire lifetime. And if we go by yogic philosophy, many lifetimes. And now you're here. Liken it to an LP. For those who know what an album is, not everyone does anymore. You put the arm, the needle on an album, and there's a groove, and you hear a particular song. If you put the needle on the White Album, the Beatles' White Album, you are always going to hear the White Album. And I hope you someday do put the needle on the White Album, because it's an absolutely fantastic album with a couple not so great songs. Honey Pie, for one. My favorite is Let It Be, by the way. There's a different version of it, which is they take away all of the stuff that Phil Spector, the producer, added on the wall of sound. Didn't need to be done. You don't need a wall of sound. You need to allow silence between the note of every single song. My opinion. Anyway, you'll never hear Zeppelin 4 if you put the album on the White Album. It'll always play that which you put. So anytime you drop the album into an emotional state of reactivity, that's what's going to happen. If your samkaric pathway is extreme anger at the malfunctioning of a cell phone, the samkara. Breath work erases those emotional patterns little by little by little. Meditation erases those patterns little by little every day. Every time you sit in meditation, every time you slip into the gap, that space between thoughts, you're different. Every single time. That's why I stress it so much. If you want to change your life, these are ways of changing your life without any effort other than sitting and watching your breath, sitting and thinking a mantra. thinking and purposely breathing in a specific way. Every time you do the tree pose, you're creating a new neurological pathway. You're different when you put both feet back on the ground. Well, it says I always just went through the motions without thinking of it, but I have never liked eating food. Always just had to eat it to live, or not end up in a padded cell with a tube in my throat. You see, I don't find that it's different, but it's not good. It's not bad. It's just how you're wired. Sorry, guys. I know I missed some conversation. Hey, Raven. Phoenix says, triggered me to backstep. I need to stay forward, focus, the goodness of all the possibilities of a better future. We cannot change others' perceptions of us. No, this is the important thing that A Course in Miracles says. Do not seek to change the world. Do not seek to change other people. Go within, you practice, and seek to change your perception of the world. We think this is the real world. We think that it's okay for there to be homeless people, that it's okay for some children in some parts of the world to starve while others live in excess, throwing food away because it's misshaped or whatever. We think that war is a perfectly logical way to solve an issue, that violence is acceptable, that declaring war on anything is ever going to end it. That's just the way the world is. Don't have to like it. It's just the way the world is. No, that's how our beliefs about the world are. But beliefs about the world aren't the actual world. If you want a different world, go within and change your perception of the world. Examine what you're projecting, and the world will miraculously begin to change, starting with you. If it doesn't start with you, who's it going to start with? Why wait? Let other people do it. We get distracted by marching, protesting, fighting, agreeing. Hey, Thorn, and the world stays the same. When has it ever changed? When has one war miraculously brought us to the realization that we don't ever need to fight again? Deb says, William, my parents took me when I was 2, but no desire for crowds and noise. I was cooking, so behind in chat. I have no excuses, Debs. I'm just behind in the chat. Poor man says, feel terrible for drinking, but I didn't drink much and was out of depression to get sleep. Poor man, don't punish yourself. You were self-medicating. You weren't drinking out of habit. You weren't drinking out of um, seeking something or even escaping something. You were looking for help. And one of the places where you thought, at least I got to try it. Yeah, don't feel terrible. Don't feel terrible for trying to help yourself. You weren't in a bar. You weren't sitting around watching football with a friend. You've been there and you didn't drink. Willow says, yeah, it was fun with horses, Yogi. Hey, that's really good therapy, Willow. I mean, they actually have horse therapy. I'm with you on that, Debs. I am not crowds and noise. Hey, Gilbert, Iceman is here. The Iceman is here. Hey, William, are you subscribed to Gilbert? I really think that you'd like his channel. William says there's no need to feel terrible, poor man. Who's to say it's wrong? You exercise moderation, and even that is progress. Absolutely. It's not like you said you had 2 beers. It's not like you had those 2 beers and then bargained with yourself. Well, maybe 2 beers didn't work, but let's try 4. And you didn't say to yourself, hey, I fell off the wagon. I may as well drink again today. Hey, Michael. Michael says, how's it going, Yogi? Going good, Michael. I'm talking a lot. Poor man says, I think it's crazy. I quit drinking for 11 months and two 25-ounce beers at 8% didn't even phase me. Yeah, you were in a bad way. Songahan says, Yoda, why not the best? Struggling at the moment. Gilbert says, hey to gravity core. Yeah, I was talking about that, Gilbert. That was impressive. Push-ups on the upright dumbbells. Dip says William is called an extra sensitive individual or empath. We feel energy of others. I can only go to concerts. I love music, so it's different. Yeah, you can lose yourself in music in a way that you can't, or some can't, in a crowd. Who else says, poor man, you can only metabolize so much alcohol per hour. If your goal was getting a blitz, you chose wrong. You knew what you were doing and you should feel accomplished for stopping. Michael says, yep, I see that. Hey, I'm almost caught up though. Mark says, say Gilbert, appreciate it. Hey, Gandalf. What did Gandalf says he looked like the kind of guy that supports Israel. What is that look? What would be that particular look? It's interesting to consider. Dip says I had friends get alcohol poisoning. It's not pretty. I have too, and it's actually amazing that I never have, or at least I must have been pretty close. I've been in some bad ways before. Whoever says I feel that, Deb. I think music is because it helps everyone resonate. But for me, it is loud noises. So never been to a concert outside of my grade school brass string bands. Raven says I've been alcohol free for 17 years now. Nice. 26 years for me. Deb says Gandalf, stop judging. Bullet says, how are you, Yogi? Deb says, well, I got PTSD. So nuts hitting a metal roof get to me. Hey, Raven. Really, really, congratulations. Again, Gandalf says, as I said, everyone's provoke a response for my own enjoyment. All right, well, hey, I hope I made you happy, Gandalf. Gandalf, let's go back. Let's do this over again. All right, let me see if I can do this with a straight face. What, me? How dare you? Take that back. Why, I oughta. If you were here, I'd punch you in the nose. All right, how was that? How'd I do, Gandalf? William says, Gandalf, every person is supported here. That was me acting, by the way. Let me know how I did. Give me a grade, or give one between 1 and 10. Was I convincing? Did you guys feel threatened when I did that? Were you like, oh man, we never saw this side of Yogi before. We don't want to get on his bad side. Who knows what might happen? Anyway, William says, Gandalf, every person is supported here. What is the meaning of a place when we, the people, are all that matters? Nice, you said, William. Sampa says, constantly taking on emotions of others, especially negative ones, like sadness, anger, anxiety, can be incredibly draining. It can. True. This can lead to emotional exhaustion, feeling overwhelmed. Hey, Sue. Gravity says, Gravity Core Fitness. Our friend Mark says, how are you, Yogi? I'm doing pretty good, Mark. I appreciate you asking. I mentioned before I had a big workout yesterday. So I'm going to be in recovery mode today and tomorrow. And then I start a new training block on Monday. Speaking of training blocks, if you guys are looking to be inspired, if you're not subscribed to Gravity Core Fitness, I hope you do so. You're going to be inspired in so many ways. It's not your typical fitness channel that you're going to learn a ton of stuff fitness wise. And I really mean a ton of stuff. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. You can reach out to get something more in depth, reaching them personally. I believe I heard Mark say 35 years as a personal trainer. Um, but more than that, you're going to get to hang out with some good people later in the day. This is why the best channels, Gravity Core Fitness, Jace, they're not training channels. Gilbert, emotional health channels. Stephen says, I've been experiencing this myself. Oh, in social situations and difficulty distinguishing your own feelings from those of others. I have someone very close to me. Mark says, always such positivity, Yogi, brother. Salute you, Shidoshi. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. The same with you. The same with you. The same with Joe. Willa is sending love and hugs for us all. Thank you, Willa. Deb says, Gandalf doesn't make a difference. Deb says, Thorn autism is a gift. Millionaires can be autistic. Labels don't define us. This is true. You guys ever listen to Thomas Hartman? He calls it the Edison gene, or the with Hunter with ADHD, the hunter-gatherer gene. It is a gift. You get to think in a way totally different than the average person, and this is where breakthroughs come through. Buckminster Fuller, wonderful quote about dare to be naive. No, nothing is ever solved. No advancement is ever made. Working within the present paradigm, you need someone who is capable of thinking differently for a different paradigm to happen. That's you, Thorn. You're the one that's going to change the world, not the regular people, not the people doing the, let's call it in that 9 to 5 mentality. Nothing wrong with 9 to 5, but we'll always get 9 to 5 results. Let's see. Raven says, thanks. It was a choice, but I'll call mess with my painkillers as I suffer from a degenerative disc disease. Sorry to hear that, my friend. But probably one of the best things you could do is have alcohol out of your life. Demi says, Thorn, I'm on the spectrum too. Sniper says, Gandalf, support everyone, sees through the veil of deceit. Yes, we can do breath work. And we will in just a minute. Hey, Goga. Hey, Share Bear. Can't stay. The family will be here soon. But wanted to wish you a very blessed day and a happy Easter. Happy Easter to you, my friend, and thank you so much. Goga, thank you for hanging out on my birthday. Much appreciated. Toy Pops is back. Hey, Jace, happy 60 plus 2. That's days, by the way. That's days, not 62. Just want everyone to know that. Deb says I got a degenerate stuff going on too. Keep moving and check out Collagen. It helps a lot. Thank you for that. I do too, Thorn. Let's see. Mark says, I'm also a 13-year qualified strength and conditioning coach. Joe is just qualifying now. She is an inspiration. You are both an inspiration. 100% you're both an inspiration. Michael said, I must have missed that trait Debs. I suck at math. My subject was history. But how perfect is that for you, Michael? For what you're doing now? You're basically a history writer. A very specific history, but a history writer. Goga is laughing with Jace. Graham says I never got diagnosed, but mine is abstractive thought, and math. Hey, Keith. Keith said, "Hey, have a good day, Uncle. Headed to work. Happy B-Day." Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that so much. Keith has been hanging out with us for, I guess it's been 1 or 2 weeks. He came in very funny. Brian says 118 seals and 20. Yogi, got to get ready for work. Have a blessed Easter weekend, everyone. You too, Brian. 118 Navy SEALs. That's 3 pumps in 1 move in 20 minutes. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Mercy. Mercy says like 32. Much appreciated. Yoga says Jason's really rubbing it in. He is rubbing it in. Anna says hi to Brian. Roxanne says, I tried to play GTA on my PC5, but did not work at all. I'm sorry to hear that. Wish I could help you. Sniper is a member. He's been a member for 5 months now, which is about as long as I've been had a members channel. Thank you so much, Sniper. Much appreciated. From day one, Sniper's been a huge support as well as inspiration, and above all, a friend. And I appreciate all of that. And I never want to take it for granted. Hey, Maddie. No Epstein referrals, no mercies. Dropping a like, Miss Yogi. Sorry I can't stay at Chloe's sister's birthday party. Much love from Scotland. Hey, I'm glad that you stopped by. Thank you. Hopefully you'll be live streaming, doing some fishing and or fly tying. Sardashian says, first off, welcome, Sardashian. Eric, how's it going, man? It's going pretty good. How's it going for you? How's the gig working today? Well, it says, sorry, I got to go, Yogi. Not good. Emergency. It's Yoda. Prayers. Willow, sending prayers your way. Deb says, say, Jace, you're a beast. Jace is a beast. Deb says, vitamins and herbs heal. My docs can't deny it. Hey, you had a little bit of a miracle, Debs. A few months ago. Soulstar says, gratitude, Sniper. Definitely. Michael says, and I've got 31 pages written in my ebook so far. Incredible, Michael. Deb says, Silly Jim Rock is a beast too. Term of endearment. Agreed. Agreed. You ever seen the video of Jim Rat when he first started? And the difference? Sardashian says, yeah, I was hopping today. I'll be able to do some too, but I guess my boss want to meet me at 12 today. All good. They'll make an extra money. Nice. Yeah, it is a holiday weekend, so I guess people are needing stuff. Foreman says, Jace, there you are. Raven says, good, thanks. Deb says, poor Yoda. Absolutely. Prayers. Soulstar says, I've been listening while enjoying my lunch this entire time. Eric has been live. Well, thank you, Soulstars. I hope you're having a good lunch. William says, what's for lunch, Soul? This says, I'm a walking miracle for sure. Yesterday, a year ago, I had brain surgery. And you were given that huge reprieve? Reprieve? Is it reprieve? Reprieve. Dip says I just made bacon eggs, biscuits, bacon egg cheese biscuits. Chili for Soulstars. Raven says, thoughts with you, Debs. Glad it worked out. So that she says, just wanted to come by and say hello, show you some support, man. Have a great day. You too. Thank you. I hope it's smooth sailing for the rest of the weekend and the gig work, my friend. Malcolm says I'm going to cover a story about the Stanley Hotel after I finish writing about the Winchester Mystery House. Where is the Stanley Hotel? The wife says, delicious, Debs. I made fried egg and potato, high fiber wrap. Thank you, William. Did I miss anyone come in here? So that she says, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, my friend. Separate says, feeding the star. William says, what kind of chili? He said, steak to the star. Deb says, Raven, I have so much knowledge to heal after 14 years of disability. Yes, Yogi, my brain rerouted blood from blocked artery. My doc never saw it before. I remember you going to the doctor to get checked, and a conversation that we had where basically it was to make the best with the time that you had, and then you letting me know when you got those results back of how that happened or that had happened. Sebastian says that sounds delicious, William. Michael says in Colorado. Thanks, Michael. Oh, it was the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining. Sebastian says, hey, Jace, nice workout earlier with Jamie. Sorry that I missed that. Jamie asked if I saw it. Whose channel was it on? Definitely want to go check it out. Raven says, my doc told me an operation could make worse and sent me on a pain management course to cope with the pain. Deb says, amazing creator and amazing bodies he gave us. Absolutely. 100%. Deb says, Michael Burkeen, I will send you a link to a new documentary. It's called The Clockbook Shining. Sounds good. Black bean chili with habanero. That sounds good. Deb says, sorry, Michael, darn phone. So we're almost at an hour, guys. Michael says, no worries, buddy. I haven't called worse. That's okay. I said Michael anyway. I didn't even catch that, Sniper. Who says, Yum Soul, please share. Dip says, Raven, I'm getting a nerve block. Check it out. I had one 8 years ago. Fixed my lower back. No surgery for me. Michael says, as long as you don't call me Mick, we're good. Dip says, this my neck. Got hit in the head 3 years ago. I have a book about that, Sniper. So we're going to wrap things up in just a minute. Again, guys, sending out prayers to Willow, Yoda. For those who know, Yoda is, for those who don't know, Willow is, Yoda is Willow's dog. Michael says, took a screenshot of it and I'll check it out. The thing that always fascinated me, Sniper, was the Philadelphia experiment. Raven says, Debs, I've subscribed to you and left a comment. Nice. Speaking of subscribing, let's check Cheyenne Singh's page one more time. She got into teens, 982, guys. Thank you. Appreciate everyone helping out a friend. Who says, can you drop Debs and Gilbert's channel? I can't, unfortunately. because it would just, I'm on a desktop, it would just lead you back to my channel. Hey, William, with your permission, can I make you a moderator just long enough for you to click on Debs and Gilbert's channel? Let's see. Michael says, by the way, Yogi Thorne is a friend of mine. Yep, I remember. He left a comment on one of my shorts and said, "Come to hear from Michael." Simply says, Eric, take the on tour out of the Montauk, and you will get MK Project. I'll look that up. All right, Michael, here we go. Let me know if you want me to drop it. Michael says, she subbed when I wished you happy birthday. Yep, she mentioned that, which is much appreciated. Both of you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that, Michael. Hey, Jace.
Only me.
How are you?
How are you? Why
good.
did you say this? You said the same thing at the same time?
Because we're concerned about each other.
Okay. Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
What would we have with oatmeal?
Blueberries, walnuts, flaxseed.
Blueberries, walnuts, flaxseed.
Sometimes a little bit of preserves if it's like a little on the dry side.
Preserves.
Yep. And
just a little preserves.
Yep. Bananas.
Bananas.
Yep. Gotta have the bananas.
Bananas. Gotta have bananas.
Yep.
Okay,
You're getting there.
Now do the little hand.
Little? What do you mean? What do you mean
now
little?
Now do the little hand.
What do you mean little?
The wonky finger. There we go.
All my fingers are wonky.
Yes, Toy Pops was right. You do have slightly small fingers. What size shoe do you wear?
9.5.
What?
9.5.
They must look like boats on yours, not on the bottom of your feet. I bet you're good at skating.
No, they look like feet.
Yeah, but 9.5's like big feet.
No, not really. About average.
I've only got 9s.
I think my brother wears 12.
My main purpose of the visit was to ask just a small question. Obviously, I managed to catch this morning's live, and I was most intrigued. What happened to the vegan farts?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So this morning we were discussing the vegan farts, and apparently
they don't recall.
How they differ from obviously other farts.
I don't recall that conversation. Are you sure it was my live stream?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I think I was talking about advanced yogic principles this morning. And the nature.
When you get to the advanced stage, then you can then vegan fart.
Level 5.
Level 5 vegan farts. Happy days. No problem at all. Now I understand. The code's there. This is all code, by the way, people. You might not realise, but as his cheeky little grin denotes, there's more to this than meets the eye.
I don't recall, actually.
Where is Skits when I need him?
Is Cat and Jack still here? Cat and Jack tried to send something to me, like she's blackmailing me.
Imagine if you could do like smiles over the phone. It'd be interesting. Just put this in a bottle for you. Send it straight there. We're doing this. I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore anyway. It looks like she needs a bit more attention. You can't see what she's actually doing here. She's actually stood on the stool and stood on the chair. Right, get off now. Come on, off. I'll be live soon. Dan and I are going to do a bit of a session
Oh,
in
nice.
about half an hour's time. So I'll get that posted up now, and then I'll get myself ready. But I've got crazy headache. Crazy headache. I've just taken a couple of paracetamol. Not sure why I've got a headache, but I've had it for a few hours.
Sometimes, what's the weather like?
It was overcast, but it's cleared up a little bit now.
Sometimes when there's that change in the atmospheric pressure of weather, it can trigger a headache.
All right, get off now. Yeah, get off now. Right, I'm going to love and leave then. This morning's stream, so much fun. Giggle. I just had to mention that. If we
And
get attacked,
the important thing is, I don't recall the laughter, but the important thing was how much we all learned about yoga and the nature of the mind when we've all offered forgiveness to others. That's all
Yeah.
I remember that's talking about.
it was with. I think you was on about letting go.
Yes.
That was the moral. That was the moral of the whole sequence of events. It was letting go.
That was funny, Jason.
With that, I'll love and leave you. 4 minutes 54. Got to go. Bye, mate. Love you.
See ya. Love you too, my friend. Deb says barometric pressure, plug nose and blow gently. You'll hear air go pop out of head. Nice. Praveen, my friend, happy Easter to you. Jesus is risen, Yogi sir and Jason sir. Indeed. I think of all the Christian holidays, Easter is my favorite. Michael says, but if it was vegan farts, shouldn't be let it rip. You guys will have to check it. If you weren't there, you can check it out. What we talked about. Praveen says, awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. So we're gonna wrap things up, but let's close on an Easter theme. Praveen says, salute to Yogi sir and Jason sir. Easter can be every single day. Black Friday can be every single day. Or Good Friday, sorry. Good Friday can be every single moment. The resurrection can be every single moment. You have a choice. You can choose persecution. You can choose the crucifixion. You can choose judgment. You can choose guilt. Or you can choose resurrection, in which you allow yourself to be reborn. You allow others. Can't have both. You might try, but if any one person is imprisoned within your mind, so are you. Hey, MK. MK says, hi there. Hey, MK, are you at the lake? Deb says, life review, many going through, or Dark Night of the Soul too. Absolutely. I have a book. I got it a long time ago and I pulled it out. Thomas More wrote a book of traveling through the Dark Night of the Soul. Of course, originally written by St. John of the Cross. Maps it out quite a bit. The Dark Night of the Soul, even A Course in Miracles, presents a version of it. Brings us to the other side. Dark Night of the Soul brings us to the dawn, the awakening of light. If you find yourself in that Dark Night of the Soul, if it seems like a long and lonely night, realize there is a dawn. It's been mapped out. It's the entirety of the book of St. John of the Cross. Deb says, Michael Seeley on YouTube, a great self-hypnosis teacher. I think T has mentioned him before. All right, guys, so we'll wrap things up. Just remember, crucifixion or the resurrection. Choice is yours. With that, guys, I'll be back in about I guess about 3 hours. Adam is here, says hello again. Hello, sweating and smiling. Gorm says listen to him a few times, Debs. I meant coercive. I know I'm saying it wrong. Deb says Dark Knight can last 7 years, just going through all the obstacles. They make you stronger. You know, here's the amazing thing. Dark Knight of the Soul can also be completely optional. We could wake up any single moment. It does not have to be. Praveen says, Yogi Sir is evergreen. Thank you for that, Praveen. All right. With that, Raven says, bye everyone. Stay safe. You too, my friend. Anna says, thank you so much, Yogi. Sorry, guys, we didn't get to breathwork. If you do happen to come back this later in the day, about 3 hours, I promise you we will do breathwork. Let's one more time, guys. Prayers to Willow, prayers to Yoda. Eat Chili Repeat says, so nice to catch you live, sir. Wishing you a very happy Easter from our family to yours. Thank you. Thank you so much. And happy Easter to you and your family as well, my friend. Hi, Shirley. Nick was so happy that you honored his channel. His eyes popped out. See you later. Awesome. Awesome. That makes me so happy to hear. Thank you, Shirley, for sharing that with me. Soulstar says, prayer to Willis. Thank you. Anna says, take care, everyone. Have a nice and blessed day. William says, take care, all. Take care, William. Guys, thank you so much. I will see everyone later. Be safe.